Hey guys, Standing Simmer here today, and welcome back to the channel for another speed build here in The Sims 4. So guys, we are doing a speed build in Strangerville, which I'm so excited to share with you guys. I know that I mentioned during last week's speed build that it might be a while before I was able to churn out any of the new Strangerville videos for you guys, mainly just because my schedule this past week from when you're seeing this, if you're seeing it when it first goes up, is a little nuts, a little crazy. I did manage to carve out some time to, of course, build with the new pack just as soon as it came out. In fact, this is the very first thing, did I even mention that already? I don't even know. But this is the first thing that I built when Strangerville was in my game. I literally got home from work on Tuesday night, which was the release night, opened up the game, delved into a lot, and started building. And this is what I started to build. So this is very much literally my very first impressions with build and buy, especially in this pack in particular. I had seen some things going into it, so I knew based on a couple of overviews that I saw, actually just one overview in particular, as well as a world overview, like sort of what to expect as far as lots and lot sizes and the types of materials that we'd be getting for build and buy. I'd like to know your thoughts, by the way, guys. What do y'all think about build and buy and Cass and the world and the story and all that kind of stuff? Just for fun, since it's not quite a week yet, with at least when this video is first going up, as to when the pack first came out. Try to avoid some spoilers in the comments, but just like if you've played the story or you've seen the story played out elsewhere, what do you guys think? Because I had a lot of fun playing it. So the very same night that I opened up the game and built this, I also played through the story completely all the way through because I was just kind of like, I just wanted to do it. There was a lot of stuff, a lot of content that I was tabling in an effort to avoid spoilers for myself, and I knew that the longer I waited, especially as the pack was released to the world, the less I'd be able to actually keep myself spoiler. So I was really just trying to play through it, you know, have a good enjoyment period. I knew, you know, what sim I wanted to use when it came to playing through the pack and all that kind of stuff, so I already had things ready as far as story goes and all that. And this is actually the house that I built for the sim that I was playing with and currently am still playing with. It's a sim that I am playing with in a current household. So this is a Tumblr current household for me. I'm not going to give you guys any details because, well, specifically, I'm not yet anywhere close to this point when it comes to how I'm queuing up posts in my Tumblr at the moment. And so, no spoilers, but just know that it is a current household that I love a whole bunch, and I wanted her to have a house that that would really fit her style. So I actually started building a house for this particular sim on stream, and that was last week. But when I kind of got into the world and when I really started to explore the build buy stuff for myself, and I saw this beautiful corrugated metal wallpaper that you guys see that's covering both the exterior and the interior of these little boxes here, man, I was like, there is no way I want to build anything else. I'm going to build a stinking stack of shipping containers. And then I was bumming around on YouTube just the other day, and I saw that Miss Griffey had also uploaded before this video, before I even built this, a set of shipping container homes as well. And even though I didn't watch that video because I didn't want to inadvertently take too much inspiration from what she did, I just saw, like, based on the thumbnail, that that's what she had created. I am still going to link that video in the description because if you guys like the idea of a shipping container home, then I can guarantee you that you're going to love the video that she did too, because she's an amazing builder. So I'm going to try to remember to link that in the description if you'd like to see another shipping container home that was inspired by Strangerville. But guys, that was just like the perfect way to use this really cool wallpaper that we got with the new pack. And so, like I said, building for a current household, I knew that I wanted to build just like a conglomeration of boxes all stacked together. Also knew that I wanted to build a second story of some sort, and so that's why the one atop the other two are kind of like, it's kind of situated at a diagonal, which gave me a little bit more room to work with on that upper part, which was really nice. This lot in particular is the 20 by 15 trailer park lot, as you guys can probably tell based on its surroundings. The main reason when I actually got into this lot, I was kind of like, I don't really know if I want to build a trailer here, because even though that's what initially comes in the pack, like that's what's initially on this lot, is a little trailer type thing. Even though that's what initially comes on this lot, we just can't mimic that style very well or realistically by building in the game. Like, it doesn't look the same. It looks like you're building something completely different in my mind. And the only reason that that doesn't work for me on this lot is because it's actually surrounded by trailers and campers and things like that, and it has the real life example right next to them on this lot. And so building like this Sims 4 imitation just didn't really look as good as I would have hoped. So even though I had started to build like the exterior, you know, the shell of a trailer, I actually did it this past weekend on stream, I don't know if I'll actually be finishing that build, because the more I looked at this lot and the more I looked at the surroundings, I was like, you know what? It's kind of a little bit too different for me. And not to say that anybody else who's created like a beautiful trailer for this lot is, you know, out of place or anything like that. That's just my personal preference. But yeah, that's kind of why I decided to go with something different. If you would have happened to have caught that stream or anything like that, I was really just kind of not feeling a trailer here. I was kind of more feeling this whole shipping container vibe. So yeah, that's what we're building today. Really love this house, guys. I love so much the way that it turned out, and I'm not even like, you know, bragging on myself there, patting myself on the back. It's more just like I'm just really pleasantly surprised every time I build something that I love as much as I love this. I feel like, especially when it comes to the interior, this is very much my aesthetic. Like, I love things thrown everywhere and lots of pretty bright decorations. And not to say necessarily that that's my aesthetic in real life. I don't 100% know if I would actually live in a place like this. For one thing, it'd be really, really tiny. I'd have to have like a little bit more breathing room than this, probably. Either that or like a massive yard that I could like run around in every time I got a little bit, you know, feel like I was a little cluttered in or something like that. But yes, I just love the way that this turns out, especially for gameplay. I guess that's what I would probably classify it as anyways, that's how I would more classify it, is that this is like my gameplay aesthetic. This is the kind of house in The Sims I like to play in, which is very cluttered, very detailed. At least in my mind, it's detailed. Like, obviously people build more detailed things than this, but you guys will see when we get knee deep in the interior that I made it a point to put a lot of clutter all over the place, that there's like a lot of wall decorations and things like that. Actually, that was my favorite, and the thing I was most looking forward to when I saw the new build buy stuff for this pack really came down to the types of items that we got for clutter. Just purely the kind of stuff that we could use for decoration. And I know it's kind of niche, but it really fits well, this like industrial style with the shipping container vibe. I think that it goes really well with this. And I just kept the interior that corrugated iron or metal, except for where I imagine they would have built in the walls, which I just kept a pretty plain white wall, because I didn't think that those would be metal, because obviously these were at one point, you know, if you were kind of keeping to reality, big open shipping containers, and so the walls would probably remain that metal unless you chose to like strip them down or cover them up again. And if you built any walls to like cordon off rooms, then those would be just plain like drywall walls, unless you painted over them, of course. So I was kind of trying to keep to reality in that sense, kind of trying to make it about as realistic as possible. I do like to build and play in pretty realistic ways. One of the reasons I like CAS custom content and mods and things like that is that it does make your gameplay and your Sims look just that much more realistic. So that's why I tend to like those kind of things. So I'm just, long story short, just ecstatic with how this turned out. I hope you guys like it too. It is available on the gallery. I almost always forget to say that until very, very near the end, but here we are in about the middle of the video saying instead that it is available on the gallery. So if you guys would like to download it, you can definitely do so. The info to find it on the gallery is down in the description, as well as the download link. That way, if you want to just like follow that link over to a web browser, you can set it, if you're logged in, of course, to your EA account, you can just set it to download in your library the next time that you open up your game, which is super handy. So guys, I did want to take a second to talk about something kind of cool and exciting that I wanted to share with you guys. As far as like what happened this last week, is that here on the channel we hit 1,000 subscribers, which is really cool. I mean, I don't really talk about numbers a lot because honestly, that's not my main focus. Like, I know a lot of people who are very numbers driven, and it kind of leaves me typically with a bad taste in my mouth, because you guys aren't numbers, you're people. And I appreciate that you take the time to watch my videos, to interact in the comments, to you know, say, hey, I'd like to see more from this standing simmer gal, you know? I appreciate that about you. So I just want to say thank you though, because 1K is kind of a big milestone. It's technically the point where, you know, you hit a lot of YouTube's check marks for monetization, which is fine and all, you know, that's going to be okay. You know, I never really plan on making a living from YouTube. It's never my intention. That's not my goal, but it's cool when you kind of hit milestones like that. So I want to say thank you guys for helping make that possible, because again, I don't consider you guys to be numbers that I can brag about or anything like that. You're people, and I appreciate that you as people are choosing to be here. So yeah, 1K, kind of cool. I feel like I should do something special about that. I don't know. Let me know, guys, what you think we should do. Really what I'm leaning toward right now. In fact, I tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and use the chance right now in this video to ask you for questions for a Q&A, because I kind of think that that's what I want to do, and I don't always have the chance to chat with you guys in voiceovers. It's typically build voiceovers for the most part, and pretty much I do those once a week, and so I don't really want to wait till next week to have the chance to ask you guys this. So let's just say that for my 1K subscriber special video, which I don't even know what that's going to be yet, probably some kind of a build, I am going to be doing a Q&A. So if you want to leave a question in the comments, then please do so. I don't know yet when that video will be coming out. I mean, it might be next week, it might be 2 weeks from now, I don't even know. It depends. We'll just have to see. If you would like to leave a question, please do so in this video particularly. That way, in case I do decide to do it next week, then the questions are there and they're, you know, where I can see them. So know that I won't be like actually answering your comments, like the questions in your comments in this video. Know that if you leave a comment that, you know, involves a question for me that you would like me to answer in a Q&A video, that I'll be reading it out on that Q&A video. I'm probably also going to post something about this over on Twitter, and, you know, let you guys who maybe just for some strange reason, I mean, I'm talking to you right now, as in like if you in case happen to miss this video, which is silly because if you miss the video, you're not watching the video right now. But if in case you miss the video, I'm going to post it over on Twitter as well, or just as a reminder if nothing else. And I might post something on Tumblr too, because I know that there are people on Tumblr who probably don't even follow me on any other platform, if I had to take any guesses, because it's kind of like a separate community to an extent. And so yeah, I'll just post it a couple of places, you know, open it up for some questions, compile all those questions in a list, and then answer them during a voiceover. So go at it, just ask me some questions. There you go. I really wanted to make sure to you know, introduce that in some way, shape, or form in this voiceover, because I knew going into this voiceover that there was like, I don't know, like a 75% chance I was gonna forget because I get in the middle of a voiceover and I'm just like, my brain, I don't even know what happens, guys. You know, I'm just like all over the place. I just start yakking about random stuff, whether it be about the build or about my life, or I don't know. Honestly, I don't even know half the time, but I'm glad that I remember to, you know, mention it right now. So I do want to say something here quickly as well, and that is that this build is technically player tested because I have been playing it already in my personal gameplay. So even though it looks like there are a couple of things that are really shoved in weird places and that the interior is kind of tight, like it's kind of little itty bitty. I think it's only like 3 to 4 squares wide. I think it's 3 actually. So not a whole lot of room to really move around, but I know that the Sims can get to the things that they need to get to, such as like the bookcase and the woodworking table in the office next to the little punching bag, like the Wing Chun dummy thing, which I'm really excited to use a little bit more in my gameplay. The Sim who's going to be living here is, of course, I mean, where else, you know, what other kind of career would she be in other than the military career? Because I am so excited to have new careers as soon as they come into the game. I'm actually to the point, and I was a little while ago, of experimenting with like modded careers, so careers that are added to the game like through script mods, because I was so done with the selection that the game has currently. And the only reason for that is that I've played all the careers so many times. Like, we're not just talking casually entered and, oh, my sim got to like level 5 and chose a new career branch and that was it. No, like, we're talking maxed careers for like a couple of times. And that comes from playing a lot of legacy challenges. Honestly, playing Not So Berry, you know, 3 times means I've played all of those careers and all of their branches multiple times. And other legacies as well. It's just like, the careers just come kind of easy, you know? And so I'm really excited to have another career. Just long story short, I haven't played hardly anything at all with the military career yet, but I'm excited to do a little bit more of it. And guys, in case you all have just leaps and bounds, you know, gotten ahead of me in the military career, let me know, of course, without too many spoilers or anything like that, if there's anything in particular my sim should be doing to better prepare for her career as a military woman. So let me know if there's anything I need to know that you guys have already discovered about that career. And you guys also might have noticed that there's a rocket ship landing pad on the outside of this house. I thought that that would be kind of like a fun complement to the weirdness that's going on in Strangerville. I almost called it Stranger Town. I know I'm not the only person who's doing that or who has done that, but yikes. Anyways, so yeah, Strangerville. I thought that that would be a pretty cool complement to some of the stuff that's going on in Strangerville. So worst comes to worst, you know, your sim could be interested in some kind of like extraterrestrial life and they would want to build a rocket ship to get there. Perhaps the sim who lives here isn't technically in the military, but more like in the astronaut career, which in my mind could also be like an extension of the military career, just more the Air Force branch, or it's just NASA purely, you know, through and through. I don't even know. I feel like you could play that both ways and just kind of decide what works best for you in your storyline. That's what I really like about getting new packs just in general. Even stuff packs to an extent, but more game packs and expansions, is that you just, man, the possibilities for new gameplay just opens wide up in front of you. And I already have ideas, even though I've completed the technical fullness of the Strangerville gameplay, I'm already thinking of ways I could potentially do the story again, but from like a completely different perspective, like just completely turn it around and make it so that it's really from a different point of view, but that you're playing out the same story. Like, I know that there are a lot of ways that you could do that, and even though it's a bit of a limited story in that it's like a single playthrough, you've kind of done it all type thing, I think that there are ways that you could be creative with it, which is what I like. You know, that's the cool part about playing The Sims for me, is that we're all so different and we all have such different preferences and backgrounds and storytelling abilities that, you know, you just really, the possibilities are kind of endless, even with a bit of a limited pack like this pack tends to be, just because, you know, it's like a single story and that's it, which obviously isn't a spoiler because you guys, if you've heard anything at all from the gurus or other people who are playing this pack, then that's kind of, you know, the way of it. Speaking of spoilers, guys, like obviously not to reveal once again, but what do you guys think is like the end time for, like, when are we all going to be talking about what happens in the story and all that kind of stuff? You know what I mean? Like, do we have a date set, or do we have a point in time where we're all going to be like, okay, I mean, everybody who wants to know should probably have found a way to, you know, find out by now, whether it be because they bought the pack and played it themselves or watch other people play it too. Like, when are we going to be talking about it and like giving constructive feedback and all that kind of stuff? Like, you guys let me know your thoughts on that. As I begin to slowly round off the video here, I do want to say thank you guys for watching, because y'all know I appreciate you so much. Like, you guys are awesome. I appreciate you guys a bunch. And let me know what you guys think of this little like shipping container house and all that kind of stuff. Please do leave some questions for my Q&A in the comments down below, and I will compile them, as I said, and put them in a video that I can chat with you guys about all that kind of stuff. But I'm gonna go ahead and start running things off right here. So thank you again so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you're having the best of days, and I will see you very soon. Bye!